Hey there, Scorpio. I hope you guys are doing well. You know, there's been so many communications, so many comments reaching out to me that in your for your sign and videos in particular, that it seems like you guys are having a really difficult time with a lot of very similar energy. I don't know what's going on for you, but it's very similar energy. So let's try and figure out a way to help heal from this, to change this, to move forward, okay? So let's just get into it for February 2020. Let's try and reclaim some of our own personal power, understand ourselves and our situation better, where we are coming forward, where we're coming short. A lot of things in regard to how we can help this situation pass, whatever your situation may be that feels burdensome and exhausting, okay? So you have a couple cards coming out here now. So we have the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords in reverse, Justice card in reverse, and the Five of Cups upright. And I feel like I need to read this as one message versus a bunch of little messages, but we will continue on and see what's up, okay? Hi, Marcel. So let me get my trusty dusty chopstick. So Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles at the end of this row, okay? So the Five of Pentacles is often communicating an energy where we're sometimes what I'm feeling right now with this, pursuant of the wrong situation, pursuant of things that do not give back to us in a reciprocal manner, pursuant of things that basically keep us stuck in a mindset, in a division of our heart and our emotions, our mind, our thoughts. You know, it's like, I don't know, there seems to be a definite division here within how we can be how this can be an all-encompassing experience versus just compartmentalized. Or that might have to go in reverse. It might be where it's all-encompassing and now it needs to become compartmentalized so you can make better use of your time in understanding how the process goes in releasing or bringing on whatever it is that your situation is. For the Five of Cups here to be at the end here, it's interesting. You lose. But what have you lost? You lose. Continue? What do you want to lose? What do you want to continue toward? Do you want to continue this experience? Do you want to continue moving forward on your own? Where is your strength? What do you need out of this situation for yourself? Okay. Ace of Cups talks about healing. I know a lot of people want to immediately jump into, oh my God, it means a love offer and, you know, somebody's coming back and love. Sure, it can mean that. It can suggest that. It also talks about healing. Healing ourselves, healing our mind, healing our spirit, healing the energy between two people sometimes, you know, and sometimes it's just letting things go so you can actually have opportunity for change to happen, you know, where you can no longer be stuck in a situation that is so just all-encompassing. The Nine of Swords here is a card, especially in reverse, where we are releasing things that have been on our mind over and over again. And it's interesting here too, because it's almost as if you're in a dentist's office, like they're going to pull teeth. This is what it feels like, pulling teeth to let go of this situation, you know, but it's in reverse. This is letting it go. It's being able to release that thought mindset. You know, some of you are probably going to be, if you've been feeling about this situation very heavy for a really long time, I feel like you're going to start to notice things to dissipate. Noticing a decrease in how much you're focusing on somebody, something where you went wrong, where the other person went wrong, you know, whatever it is, the reality of it is, you know, you need to pay attention to yourself at this time. Be with yourself. It's taking energy away from something that you've put into so long and removing it so you can actually have that time to yourself. Some of you, especially with justice here in reverse, some of you, this is a situation where it's just kind of shrouded in frustration. It's shrouded in annoyance. It is basically, a situation where you are going to have to accept an aspect of loss here. And I think when people see that, they get very frustrated and upset because in some way that means you didn't conquer, you didn't win, you didn't get your golden prize, you were rejected, you weren't validated as a person. Wherever that is lining up for you, with the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, this is talking about acceptance in that energy. It doesn't mean you're defeated. It doesn't mean you're lesser than. What it's pointing to is that if you can rise above this and allow this to transmute, you actually regain your power. You actually take the situation into your own hands and are able to, redirect the energy. So how can you do that here, okay? Show me the Five of Pentacles for Scorpio, please. So you have 3 cards popping out for the Five of Pentacles, Scorpio. So you have the Eight of Swords, Six of Wands, and you have the Fool coming out in reverse. So it's kind of like this, kind of like a repeat of what I'm talking about here. With the Eight of Swords, it's being in our mind, being in our head, being there. And I like to express it as, when we create stories and storylines and narratives and, potentials for something that we don't have the information on, whether that information was not given to us, somebody just evaporated, whether we're holding or withholding information. Either way, it's another card of lack. It's a card of limitation. It's a card of sometimes self-deception. When we hold on to these ideas, it's interesting because you've graduated in this situation. You have the Eight of Swords coming here, and then right smack dab in the middle of this reading, you have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So this is telling me that you have growth. You have grown in this situation. You've progressed. There's change and understanding in regard to how you look at this, or how you will be looking at this now and into the future. It seems like the claws and the clutches are kind of releasing a lot of it actually. The Six of Wands, it's almost indicative here with the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Fool in reverse. It's like wanting to be still some aspect here where it's like we're wanting to be validated. We're wanting to be seen and recognized here for the effort and love we put into something, for the genuine connection that we tried to experience with somebody. It just feels like something went sour or wrong. Something is not happening here, but you're still wanting like that recognition. You're still wanting to be seen, or at least acknowledged for the effort that you put into something. But sometimes the people that we connect with, that's not for us. That's not the situation that is to play out between us. Sometimes it does happen. Sometimes it takes years to happen. If it's planning, if it's going, if it's going to take years to happen, I suggest you not hold yourself off and wait for years, but please live your life, experience new things. And when you do that, you again take your energy away from this Nine of Swords, and you actually give yourself the opportunity to move forward. Some of you with the Justice in reverse, you may not get any type of communication or action with this. You may not get fairness. And I think with the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles at the end of this reading, on the ends, like bookends here, it's just highlighting for me that this is kind of the message here. If you're not receiving something from somebody, if you're not getting the recognition, the honor, the acknowledgement even, for who you are, what you were in a situation, how long do you choose to keep yourself in that internal prison? How long do you choose, and I say that, and people are like, well, it's terrible, and it can be, but there is also choice within long suffering. We can suffer forever if we choose to, but there are also going to be times where we have to get up and say, you know what, this isn't something that I want to keep my energy in, because it makes me feel sick. It makes me feel low. It makes me feel like I'm nothing. It makes me feel like I didn't matter. Those types of energies are really important to pay attention to. And the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups are both telling me that that is part of the lesson here. Some of the lessons are very painful and harsh, but what they do is they give you strength to actually move forward towards something very different, very unique, very powerful and potent. It helps you harness your own potential because you have to sit within your pain. Pain is a beautiful tool. A lot of people don't use it. They see it and they run. They try to avoid pain as much as possible, and it's important for you to be able to move past things, see it, stare at it, sit with it, kiss its hand, and thank it for its grace in your life. Because, hey, it's part of this experience. You know, you can't just be involved and enveloped in this human experience and not experience particular things because they don't feel good. You get to experience all of it. And they're all tools and mechanisms to get you to the next place in your life. They are tools and mechanisms for you to view yourself in different ways and to also accept your power in a situation, you know, especially if you felt like you may have not had any. The Fool in reverse here, this indicates to me too, aside from, you know, let me rephrase that. It indicates to me here, first off, this situation, whether this be past energy, it didn't move forward. It didn't go anywhere. You know, it may have dropped you off where you thought it should have continued on, and it's just done. Okay? Hi, Marcel. But what it indicates to me too is that there is an accountability here now for you, Scorpio, or Crosswatcher, whomever is needing this help or this information and message. There's an energy here with the Fool in reverse to basically say, is staying in this energy reckless? Is this devotion to this pain and frustration and, you know, endless pit of sorrow? Is that possibly reckless? Is that possibly me denying the potential for my life, my future, you know, my connections, potential connections? Am I closing off? Am I creating a boundary or a wall around myself so I don't have to feel anything or experience any new pain? You know, this isn't the end all be all of pain. You're going to get more pain in life. That's just the nature of life. You're born into it, you die, and you leave it. You know, that's the beauty of life. You let go of the pain when you're gone, but it's not just physical pain, you know. And a lot of the time too, when we're in these connections with these soulmate energies, these people that we are connected to, you know, that pain is for us to, it bounces off of each other. You know, maybe somebody isn't communicating, maybe somebody isn't even valuing or recognizing you or acknowledging you, but you have no idea what the connection with you created for them. You know, sometimes they just walk off scot-free, like whatever. Sometimes it's a silence, but they get to reflect. So it doesn't really matter what their experience and lesson is in this. It really matters on how you keep to your side of the street and figure out what is necessary for you, Scorpio. Show me the Ace of Cups here for Scorpio. Page of Cups sideways. King of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, the Ace of Cups, again, I want to say this in a twofold message. First off, healing. It's crucial, it's vital, it's necessary here for you to do, okay? Page of Cups sideways. I want you to look at this card. This person is about to drown in their emotions. They're face down in their emotions, okay? Most of their body is consumed here by their emotions. But guess what's on their shoulder? Tattooed here. It's part of their body. It's part of their birthright. Consider this as if it's a birthmark, okay? It's the Ace of Cups. This is about healing. It's about pulling yourself back. It's about letting yourself know that there's more. You don't have to suffer and die in this, okay? You don't have to drown in this energy. Here, sideways, this is having a very difficult time getting out of that energy. You know, again, it's this desire for recognition, wanting to be seen for your efforts, wanting an apology, wanting closure. Sometimes we don't get it. You know, sometimes we need to let that go. The King of Cups at the bottom of the deck being in reverse, this energy tells me that this person, you know, if you're dealing with a person, this is Scorpio energy, Cancer, Pisces energy, It's somebody who is emotionally cut off. It's somebody who doesn't express their emotions, doesn't feel their emotions the way they should. It's somebody that hides things, especially when it comes to the internal levels of expression. It's somebody that might not be in connection, with their emotions. And so how can you expect that type of person to give you what you need when they can't even see it? They can't even give it to themselves. It may be that this card is sideways because somebody is in consideration of communicating, but either way, it feels like both of you are drowning in emotion here for different reasons. It's about you being able to pull yourself out of something so you can actually experience different things, okay? Don't give your power over to somebody. And I've said this a couple of times. Somebody, they commented a while ago. I actually ended up blocking them because they were like, fuck you, bitch, you cunt, you this and that. How dare you not believe in the twin flame movement, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Everybody has their own opinion. If it works for you, it works for you. It doesn't for me, but that's okay. I don't discredit it. I don't think that it's bullshit. It's a tool for figuring out where you're at. It's a tool for helping you move forward, and you believe in whatever you want. That's okay. I'm not judging you. But for me, I'm not going to do twin flame readings, okay? Because how many of them have you seen where bullshit has happened? Nothing has happened. You're not with your twin flame. You're not in union. It's often talking about a scenario where people have really unhealthy boundaries and they're chasing somebody who doesn't want anything to do with them, So check out psychology and like different aspects of like the mind and the ego and where we're hurt. Why do we chase after people that we don't, that aren't there for us? Why do we want to force somebody who does not want to be with us to be with us? Think about that. Think about it. It's not a personal jab at you if that's where you're at, but think about that because it indicates maybe where you need to work on yourself a little bit more versus trying to give your attention, affection, all of yourself over to somebody that just isn't there, Yeah, I don't like the twin flame narrative because it basically keeps you stuck a lot of the time. And please, if any of you feel that you are twin flames and that you are in union with your partner, your twin flame, and they are also understanding of that twin flame, journey, and you're both together, please comment and help me understand it. Help me enlighten because I'm not discrediting you, but for me, it just doesn't make sense, okay? Pardon me. But that person that I was talking about that I blocked, they said because of the twin flame thing, they have been holding on for 13 years with zero communication, zero contact, and they just, they know it's their twin flame and they're coming back to them. What? Really? Okay. I don't want you to be there. I'm using this person as an example. And nothing against them. I doubt they're watching me. I don't think they made another account to check out my YouTube, but like, that's really heavy energy to give your power, to give your vitality over to somebody for that long with zero connection, zero communication, zero contact. 13 years because of the twin flame movement. No. For the 9 of Swords coming out in reverse, you have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So some of you are realizing that the situation is not going to give back to you, and that is the main reason why you're releasing it. You've finally been able to come to an understanding of, okay, I can let this go. I can be free from this because it's proving to me that nothing's happening with it. It's just me recycling, pardon me, and going over and over and over again, with something that is kind of like a dead horse, essentially, even though the emotions are still raw, still painful, And I'm not talking necessarily about people that like, they just broke up last week. Like, of course, that's going to be totally treacherous and tumultuous and absolutely painful. But I'm talking people that have been holding on for a while. 5 years, 3 years, a year, this type of like, it took a knife into your heart and never left. It just keeps twisting it That's the type of energy I'm talking about. It's time to release it. And some of you too that are in, shorter relationships, whatever resonates in this reading may be for you, okay? For the Six of Pentacles to come out in reverse with the Nine of Swords in reverse, this is the energy that I'm being presented with is something where we're realizing that something does not give back to us. And so rather than keeping ourselves stuck in it, we're going to step away from it, okay? It's also a card of bankrupt energy as well, unfairly giving to something that just isn't there, when it takes up such an expanse of our time, our emotions to just be in this energy. Where else could you be giving that? Where else could you be providing that to others? Where else could you be providing that to yourself? Like, how can you redirect that energy so it's in a healthy light versus this stuck, phlegmy, opaque energy that's impenetrable? It just keeps perpetuating, but you're perpetuating it. So let's go ahead and check out Justice in reverse. You have the Ten of Swords here, sideways. So again, like the Page of Cups, the sideways energy to me indicates where we are. I love the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. The sideways energy, it's a 50-50. It's like being on the edge of transmuting the energy, being on the edge of letting it go, and the Ten of Swords talks about betrayal, deception, painful endings, being stabbed in the back, being utterly disregarded, somebody just not even giving a shit about you. It's that type of energy. Somebody being completely unfair to you, unjust, somebody not giving a shit, and just kind of icing you out. That can definitely happen here with this King of Swords. If that was the energy that was being presented with you and somebody else, it's like that ghosting energy, shut out, just disregarded, no emotion, no connection, just bam, shut, the door shut, I'm out. That's it. And it's very confusing because it's like all you had one day and then bam, it's gone. What is that? That's somebody who has very little regard for you. And it's also somebody who doesn't know how to cope with communication. Their communication skills are off. And if you want that in your life, dig deeper, because somebody that's willing to do that, you have to now examine their heart, their consideration, their compassion, unless you were a total psycho and like deserve to be iced out, but not everybody is. Some people are, but not everybody is. Here, this Ten of Swords, it's almost as if it's saying, even though this was a very unjust situation, I'm having a hard time letting it go. I'm having a hard time allowing this pain to end. It's ended, but I'm having a hard time letting it go. And I feel here with the Five of Cups too, it's almost like you lose. It's like this Marcel, chill out, dude. It's like this loser energy. And I want you to understand that you're not a loser. You've not lost anything. If anything, you've lost somebody who disregards you. You've lost somebody who is incapable of connecting with you in the way that's necessary for you to experience something on a healthier level with somebody else. There's not reciprocation, So I think that it's important to view that and see how you can kind of extract yourself from the situation and find acceptance here. I'm going to turn this card upright because that's how I feel it needs to be. That's how I feel the direction is changing. And with this King of Swords, I want to read it in a different light as well. This talks about making decisions that are essentially very, very clear-headed. It's kind of getting to the point where you are able to remove your emotional self from your logical self. You're able to understand things on a different level, view them at a different level, and kind of extract that painful feeling, so you can make a different decision regarding how you show up in this or how you don't show up anymore at all, And I think one of the biggest frustrations is what I'm feeling is it's almost like you showed up in the relationship, and then after everything dissipated and fell apart, you're still showing up on an emotional level, but with somebody who can't even give that to you, somebody who can't even share that connection with you. So it's like you're still showing up, but it's now you're on your own, and you get to replay the old. It's time for new here, Scorpio or cross-watcher, whomever is needing this message. So for the Five of Cups in reverse, I'm sorry, the Five of Cups, you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Cups. This is that back and forth energy here, okay? So first of all, the Nine of Pentacles talks to me about having a difficult time settling out of the situation. So it's having a difficult time accepting it, wanting to go back to it, still feeling like there's some sort of shred that can be resurrected here, okay? It's not feeling stable enough to move away from things like that. You know, some of you, it almost feels like there's an aspect where it's almost like you're holding on to the potential of this person, like they're going to come back and save you or make it better. And I think time has shown you enough where you can, if you're thinking in that King of Swords energy with a logical aspect and spin on this, it gives you the opportunity to see somebody for who they are and how they show up. So, you know, don't discredit or deny truth and proof of what you've experienced or what's been presented to you. And try and make the best of that, you know. It's not easy, but the point of all this is having that difficulty letting go, feeling like a loser, feeling like you wasted your time on somebody or something. The Eight of Cups is here talking and reminding us to move away from something like this because it's not fruitful. And again, you're not a loser, and you do get the opportunity to continue. But it's continuation of your life. It's not continuation of this. It's time to move away from this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards here for messages. Can you give me overall energy for Scorpio? Can you give me a overall, you know, advice energy for Scorpio, please? Overall advice. I'm going to put that there. Overall advice for Scorpio, please. Put that there. Sorry, I've got a lot on my table here. Okay, give me one more second. And I want this. I do want this. Okay, thank you. Please show me what message Scorpio needs. Okay, so you get two. All right, so we'll pull these over here. So first of all, the card, everybody else is face down. The card that is upright is the Three of Swords, and it's in reverse here. Okay, Scorpio? So what this is telling me, or cross-watcher, is that this is an energy that needs to be released because it's getting in the way of how you emote, how you feel, how you go into yourself. Sometimes it can manifest in ways where we don't trust ourselves in relationships and in our choice in relationships. Sometimes it is just feeling like nobody is going to be honest or trustworthy. All of that type of energy. It's also indication of releasing pain so you can actually enjoy your life better, you know, trust that things are changing. There's a process here, but everything that I'm seeing in this is that you are at the edge of change. You're changing, and it's something that is for you, and it's being presented now. So you have every right, and you have every, you know, right to choose to be in this. But what I'm feeling here is that this place of being stuck, this place of being bogged down and emotionally challenged is something that is actually starting to lift now. And like I said in the beginning of this, Scorpio or crosswatcher, you're likely going to start noticing a shift in that energy because things are changing. Okay, let's go ahead and see what this is. Okay, so this is basically the Page of Swords. So what I'm feeling here with the Page of Swords, and here, I don't think you guys can see that card. I don't know how this is coming up. Okay, let's see. You need to stop looking in on this person. You need to stop hoping that there can be an extension of friendship. Also, this card, catnip, It is something where we are dealing with catnip. In herbal magic, catnip talks about connections and friendship, the desire to extend friendship and to bolster your friendship and connection. It's about compassion. Sometimes we need to give that to ourselves, And I think also in regard to that Page of Swords energy, we need to basically allow ourselves to stop looking at somebody, stop digging. I don't want to say stalk. I feel like it's stalkerish energy, but like it's not something that's necessary anymore. It's not something that's healthy here. So we need to open our awareness for, even sometimes like letting go of that hope that friendship can come out of it. Sometimes you just have to let it go. And it doesn't mean you're like, fuck you, I hate you, never again. You can do that, but like, what does that do? Because you literally have to hold on to that energy where you're hating somebody, where you're upset with somebody. Okay. These two cards here. All right. So you have citrine and you have rhodozite. So let's go ahead and read citrine first. Citrine, abundance. Interesting. Amethyst is right next to it. I feel like that's important too. And it's funny because I actually took out this amethyst. I don't really use crystals a lot. And this was my friend Tippett's. I have a little, I don't know, I'm feeling Tippett a lot today. So I'm going to put that crystal there. But yeah, amethyst. Let's just read amethyst too. Amethyst, inner peace, a powerful protector, purifier, natural tranquilizer. Amethyst calms the mind and balances extremes. You have an addictive personality. Make a concerted effort to overcome such behavior, obsessions of any kind, and avoid overindulgence. Balance and play. You are prone to excess in both. Understanding hidden causes of compulsive actions brings peace. Hand your will over to your soul and allow your spirituality to flourish. Release self-defeating programs. Do not rely on others. You create anything you set your mind to. Be shrewd in business dealings. Pay attention to your family. An honest verdict and success in a court case are possible. Maintain your integrity and let the universe decide. Let go of cravings. Let go of cravings leads to inner freedom and creates well-being. So again, to just kind of hit on this, I know it's not citrine, but what I'm feeling here is sometimes when we're in these energies, it almost becomes like a compulsion, like an addiction, like the Page of Swords here, like an addiction to check on somebody, a compulsion to check on somebody. There's nothing coming from them, but it's a compulsion. Okay. And that's in a certain way, that's why I didn't feel comfortable saying stalker. I feel more comfortable saying compulsive, obsessive addiction to a person, to a situation, to the hope of an outcome. It's being conscious of that. It's being okay to let it go and release here. So, citrine, abundance. A stone of joy and abundance. Citrine helps you to interact creatively with the world. It promotes inner calm. You spend too much time worrying about home, family, and finances. Remember, you are an abundant being who manifests what you need. You are an innocent, wise child who yearns to play. Joyful play creates a wonderful world. Be grateful, for you are blessed. Accept constructive criticism. Become emotionally balanced, letting feelings flow naturally. Take time out for joyful play. Self-regard heals a damaged child. Abundance is all around you. You attract success and prosperity. Stop worrying. Consult the wise child within. Your thoughts on the bigger picture are correct. If there is family discord, disharmony is restored through praise. True abundance comes from within. If you nurture your desires, you will bring joy to your wise child self. I feel this is that energy of release. It's the energy of trusting, finding that inner calm, that sense of peace and serenity that comes through this amethyst energy. And I'm really glad that that is here for some. You guys know I don't use like crystals in my readings. Okay. I mean, the most crystal stuff I do is like the crystal oracle deck, which I bring out rarely, but for some reason it felt very important to do that today. Okay. But what I'm feeling here is that this energy with, thank you, Tippett. Thank you so much, Tippett, for connecting with us today, my beautiful friend. Thank you for urging me to bring this amethyst out. It's a very healing energy. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. It's okay. So, okay, rhodozite. Mighty power. Zingy rhodozite is excellent for removing blockages and for adding vitality to the physical body. It cleanses, activates, and powers up all the chakras and harmonizes their etheric bodies. This crystal encourages the flow of Kundalini energy to all the cells and the spaces between. Karmic imprints from your past lives or emotional wounds from earlier in your present life may be creating a state of psychosomatic dis-ease. Your own negative or compulsive thought patterns also play a part, as can those of other people directed toward you. Check out the harmony or lack of it in your environment. Earth energies may be disrupting your well-being. The ground around your workplace and your home may need healing and stabilizing by planting suitable crystals in the earth. Living in a healthy, stable environment creates a stable physical body. Again, this energy of, healing our body, healing our centers, being able to connect with our Kundalini energy, our chakra energy, those important zones in our bodies that actually can become blocked off when we've experienced too much trauma or pain. This situation feels like it was very traumatic. It feels like somebody has become stuck. And again, it even talks about karmic imprints from your past lives or emotional wounds from earlier. Your present life may be creating a state of psychosomatic dis-ease. Your own negative or compulsive thought patterns also play a part, as can those of other people directed towards you. So again, it's that like booking in, being addicted to a person, a situation, and sometimes it's almost like a drug addict with that fix. Like you want that fix. And sometimes just by looking at somebody's Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever it may be, just looking at their LinkedIn, like what is it that is causing you to go back there, and where are you changing and where are you seeing this person change? Does this person show much of their change? Are they hiding online? Like whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If this person cannot present themselves in a fair and equal manner to you, then it may be time for you to need to walk away from this, okay? I want one more card for some reason. And who shall it be? Let's see. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm like, oh my God, where are all the cards? I've got too many fucking cards here. Overall advice for this reading for Scorpio, please. Overall advice. 10 of air, falling on the 10 of air. Okay. So with the 6 of air at the bottom of the deck, excellent energy. This is accepting this as final. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now, recovering from an addiction, okay? We can become addicted to situations and people, you guys. If this is resonating for you, just kind of go through it and see what you can piece together and see what you can accept and release, okay? Bottom of the deck, 6 of Swords. Things are looking up. The end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. This is the 6 of Swords is about getting away from problematic issues, finding a different route, finding different peace and happiness in a situation that may have not been giving it. And sometimes that means leaving it, letting it go. It's maneuvering yourself out of very choppy, painful waters and going towards something that is peaceful and still and serene and gives you the opportunity to get back to yourself, Scorpio. So, or cross watcher. So I'm going to let this reading go. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will talk to you at the second part of February. Welcome to February. I love this month. It's my favorite month. It's my birthday month. So yeah, we will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye, Scorpio.